you have the information and how are you able to understand, decipher the question and write the answer. There is that sentiment that is ruling them to take a optional subject. Invested good amount of time in memorizing all the concepts and practicing questions. Optional, as I have titled it, it's right. It's the foundation for your rank. Don't blindly choose your optional because somebody got rank 1. PSIR has been consistently giving 8 to 9.5% success rate. Actually has been consistently performing with 8 to 11%. If you are looking at PSIR or Anthro, whatever it is, Sociology or literature, you will be mastering the subject. Today, as you see, we will be looking around one topic like what about choosing the optional in the right way. Okay, so to start with, I would like to ask you one thing. See, however, the name says optional dilemma, so that's a big question amongst everyone, right? So, I'll give you a big, sort of an approach today. With that, I have brought some 4 5 subjects which has been normally chosen by everyone. Okay, and within that, how you have to choose, what are the criteria, what are the basic aspects, that thing I'll be giving you as the parameters. Okay, once the session is over, I'm here, you can actually connect with me after the session if you have any personal questions or any doubts or anything. Okay, I'll be here only after the session, so you can connect with me. So now, to start with, first let us understand this particular, what do you say, the examination. Now my question is this examination a test of your intelligence, or is it a test of your architecture? Like, as in architecture, as in how much information you actually have and how precisely you actually sort of strike the question. Okay, so what I'm asking is basically how much information you have. With that information, how precisely can you strike the question? Matlab, iska meaning ye hai andre hege gota, basically you have the information and how are you able to understand, decipher the question and write the answer. Okay, that's what I meant when I'm saying how precisely you can strike the question. So that's what comes under architecture. So now see, your basically, according to me, the success in UPSC is not something that you can think of in the terms of that you have an poetic attachment or sentiment. Okay, because when I'm speaking about a poetic attachment or sentiment, I will tell you one simple thing here. See, like see, when I tell you about the poetic attachment, during this June July period every year, I see a bunch of people, a bunch of students coming into my cabin or coming into teachers lounge and asking. Specifically, I have encountered this. Okay, they come to me there is one set of people. Okay, I can classify them into 2 sets. There is one set of people. What they do is they come to me and they say, "Sir, I like this subject history, and literally I have that sort of love towards this history. I want to explore the ancient kingdoms, ancient dynasties, and I want to learn more about it. It gives me that sort of a goosebump, and sort of these things come up, and they say I want to choose history. Fine. Similarly, for other subjects also, sir, international relations actually entices me. So I have to I have too much love towards the subject. So I'm thinking actually I should pick up this question. Sorry, pick up this subject as a optional. Okay. And some people say, sir, I live in a society, so I want to know the social structure and the social relations and all those. So I'll take sociology. Okay. This is one set of people. And there is one more set of people, I will tell you. They will be they would have given the mains. Okay, they would have given the mains, and they come to me after their sort of that heartbreaking kind of mains attempts. Okay, they come to me and they say, sir, if you look at them, na, that fire would have been gone. It is almost shut down. Okay, that zeal, that enthusiasm that the people would have, na, ಅದೊಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಶಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅಟ್ ದಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ದೇ ಕಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಕಾಮನ್ aspect that I would see from them is they say that, sir, I had studied for past 7 to 8 months taking this optional, I had practiced so many questions, okay, and matlab despite I've memorized every particular content, theories and like examples, case studies, everything, okay, but still my score has frozen somewhere around 200, 220, 250, within 250 only. Okay, this is second set of people. So what you can see is, now I have given you two kinds of people. Okay, so here, do you know what exactly separates these two groups? So now you tell me, I have told you two different groups, right? So what is that separates these two groups? Simple, the time and perspective. Okay, the time and perspective, because the first group, if you see, it is their sentiment. Sir, nang geography bada ishta, nan geography ತಗೊಂತೀನಿ. ಸರ್ ನನಗೆ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಭಾಳ ಇಷ್ಟ, ಐ ಲೈಕ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೋರ್ ದಟ್ ಕಿಂಗ್ಡಮ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಂಪೈರ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದೋಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಗಿವ್ಸ್ ಮೀ ಗೂಸ್ ಬಮ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದೋಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್, ಸೊ ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಲೈಕ್ ಲುಕ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್. ಸೊ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ದಟ್ matlab there is that sentiment that is ruling them to take a optional subject. Okay, what about second? The second one is lack of strategy. Did you understand? The second one, who studied for 8-9 months and who actually invested good amount of time in memorizing all the concepts and practicing questions and like writing tests and all these things, but what they lacked is a strategy. Okay, because the optional subjects are same, but UPSC has started looking at it, at each of the optional in a different perspective. Did you understand? Matlab, in the decade of 2010 to 2020, 2011 to 2020, the way of writing answers was different from like what you have been writing since 2021 to 2025. From 26, I'm damn sure it will be even more different. Okay, so this is the thing. See, now you're all sitting here to not choose a subject that will make you feel good. Okay, you're not sitting here to choose a subject that will make you feel good. You're here actually to sort of satisfy what is called as academic romance. I would call it so. Is that clear? Matlab, you again andre like, see, specifically what I would say is, you should look into such a subject that will actually act like a weapon. Okay, that opens the door into that holy PDF. Yado, rank list. Got it? So you should, that's a strong weapon, that's optional. Did you get this? So now if I tell you, see, optional, as I have titled it, it's right. It's the foundation for your rank. Did you get this? It's basically the foundation of your rank. See, now very simple, 500 marks out of how much? 1750. Correct? How much percentage is this? 29%. Okay, that means 30% of your exact numbers I have put here, but I'm taking an overall number now, round figure. 30% of your selection is determined by optional. Now you tell me, can you move it along with emotional tinge? Ilwala. You have to know what is your strength. Am I right? Know your strength, know your weakness. Okay, maybe somebody is good in counting themselves on like good memory power with respect to stats, but somebody will be good in concepts, right? So know your strengths, know your weaknesses, simultaneously know the strengths and weaknesses of the subject. Got it? So like that is there. And see, now very simple thing today, what we will do is, we will decode what is this called as optional dilemma. Okay, and I am damn sure at the end of this particular session, I am damn sure I'm going to target to kill that sentiment in you. Okay, I want to kill that sentiment of choosing an optional. Okay, and I will tell you where that sentiment arises. That part I will tell you. Okay, ಏನು ನೋಡಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆ ಸೆಂಟಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. By looking at what factor, what reasons the sentiment arises in you, that also I'll tell you. Try to kill it there. Don't take it ahead. Okay, see, Now, the first one I want to take you through is basically here. Okay. So, yeah, chalo, any which ways. So, this is the mistakes I was speaking about. Okay. The anatomy of bad decisions. This is where your sentiments come. See, before I want to take you to the path of that victory, okay, I want to actually decode those traps where you fall. You as in every aspirant, because I've seen thousands of people by now. Okay, so like even today, I can bet on this. How many of you have decided on the optional? No, don't be confused. Tell me. Huh? Okay. So what was the reason, sir? I mean, I'll ask all of them. Huh? Which one? Bad. It is popular, so you took it. Okay. Okay. Next. Sentiment. Okay. Next. Yes, ma'am. Anthro. Why? Huh? Acha, so you are saying you understand it. Okay. Then fine. Sir, ಕೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರಿ. See, I'm not saying your decisions are wrong, but I'm trying to say that thousands of people fall traps in these only. Okay. ನೀವು ತಗೊಂಡಿರೋ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ತಪ್ಪು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. Maybe she has taken a decision. Maybe because she is analytically saying I'm able to learn the concept. That is what is required at the end of the day. Okay. You will understand it over the time. I'm not saying any optional is wrong. Okay. I'm just going to tell you how to analyze, is that subject right for me. Okay. So that is what I'm going to teach you here. Okay. So now see, when you look at this here, my goal is very clear. I'm not here to induce fear in you. Okay. But I'm here to give you that absolute clear picture or a clarity where your relentless months of hard work should actually change into a very high score, rather than like taking you into that second category of people which I gave you in the beginning. Artha agtidya? Okay. So that is the idea. See, first thing, most of like thousands of the bright minds who actually every single year come out of the competition is because of their wrong strategy. These are the ones. AIR 1 syndrome. I'll call this as a syndrome because why AIR 1 syndrome? All India rank 1. Let us say this year who was All India rank 1? Anuj Agnihotri. What was his optional? Medical science. Thank God. If it was anything else, our people have only one clarity. Medical science, law, ether optional. Okay, we cannot take andre adon clarity there. Suppose, like for example, if take example, Tina Dabi, when she got first rank, okay, everybody started choosing PSIR. Okay, Nandini Kyar, when she got Kannada literature top score 313, everybody in Karnataka Kannada literature. Okay, I mean seriously, Anudeep Durushetty, Anthropology. Okay, so that syndrome, please come out of that syndrome. Don't blindly choose your optional because somebody got rank 1. Okay. So see, what I'm trying to tell you here, if the AIR 1 took an optional, see what and how you will do, I'll tell you. Attend some topper stock or go to YouTube, type and find some topper stock, watch that, and the topper says, I took so and so optional and I got 320 and it was very fun learning this optional. And immediately by the end of that video, you will decide, none optional is there. My optional is X. Okay. Why? Because the topper said X. Okay. But the question is the topper of your same background? Is he exposed to the same level of analysis? Or are you having the same analytical skills like the topper? Think about it, no? Right? So what I want you to think about is basically an IIT graduate has very good, like Kanish Kataria, mathematics optional. He is an IIT graduate, very strong basics in maths. Somebody who has done mathematics in normal local college, how do you think he can actually, matlab engineering in normal local college, how do you think he can actually have, matlab that levels of same aptitude to score 320, not 361. That was his score, 361. Alva. So you have to be rational enough and be considerate about your own capabilities, no? Before you choose the optional. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ ನಾ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು? Okay. So like it's a humble reminder and a gentle reminder for you guys. Please don't fall prey. Please don't fall prey. Okay. Make sure you understand yourself before you listen to somebody else's advice. Okay. So that is very important. Okay. And moreover, see, I will tell you like the second one, GS overlap trap. Okay. See, maybe he must have been liking the subject. It's very wrong on my part to tell him like that. But otherwise, if he has not completed the subject and he's gone on only basis of these two things, then he is wrong. Okay. And like I will tell you about PubAd. I'll tell you about PubAd also in this class. Okay. See, now when I actually tell you about GS overlap, okay. See, now it's like, you know how, okay, chalo. There are certain, like what do you say, matlab, old mentors or old seniors I'm saying, seniors. These seniors, what they do is, they happen to tell, take some massive subject so that it will help you in your GS. This is what they advise. Try, go to library, sit for 1 month, study, and there will be one who will have already given 4 or 5 attempts. Speak to such people. They'll give you these stupid suggestions only. Okay. Why? Massive subject. History, geography, PSIR. These are all massive subjects. PSIR I am taking out of this particular concept because that's a different genre. I'll tell you about PSIR later. But take history and geography. Okay. So if you take history and geography, it covers prelims. Well and good. Okay, it covers easily like history and geography together. Environment also considered. So it will cover aram se on half paper. Prelims okay, you will clear. Very good. Mains, paper 1. That's all. History se questions zyada nahi aa raha hai. You know that? Society and geography is leading. So let us say half the paper of paper 1. Okay, fine. But how much is the time taken to cover such a vast subject? 7 to 8 months. Okay. It's like, for sake of a brick, you are trading a mansion. On bangla kotbittu ondu itike togontiದ್ದೀರಾ. ನಿಜ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರ ನೀವು. Okay. So why do you want to invest 7 to 8 months? You're actually, to tackle a small pond, you're jumping into an ocean. Literally, that's what is happening. But PSIR is not like that. That's why I said PSIR ko separate rakh raha hu main. I will deal with PSIR later karke, I told you. Correct? Okay. So now, on the other hand, let me tell you, PSIR, what happens is, it's a different thing. PSIR covers GS paper 2 completely. PSIR covers world history, post-independence history in paper 1. PSIR covers like, what is that, paper 4 completely. PSIR covers essay. That's a different thing. I accept. Okay. It's worth investing 7 to 8 months on it. Because full mixture, admixture of both the GS and optional is there. Just that you need to have that aptitude when you are writing in GS paper, that you have to write it in a GS context, general context, and when you are writing in optional, you have to write like a specialist. That's your task. That is the beauty of PSR. Got it? So, but that is not the case with optionals like geography, history, or public administration. Okay, it's not the case. Did you understand? Are you able to understand? Okay, next, the third one, the emotional mirage. This one too I told you. Okay, I like it. It gives me goosebumps. Okay, it entices me. Okay, these words. So that's not right. Okay, but the time value trap, this one though I told you. Okay, and there is one more thing. There is one more myth which I forgot to write it here. The myth is basically they say, sir, this particular subject X is scoring, the another subject is not scoring. See, I will tell you one thing. UPSC does not carry grudges towards a subject. Did you understand this? UPSC will not carry any grudge towards a subject. If like a particular optional is not giving that fancy numbers, there is a reason behind it. That is because the nature of syllabus is like that. It's vast, undefined. Okay. Secondly, and you can see it is more narrative, open-ended. Then what happens? Your answers will become subjective, not objective. Like simple example, I'll tell you. Mathematics, too vast syllabus. Okay. But I can still say there is some boundary for that syllabus. Okay. But now take geography or PSIR. There is no like boundary because dynamics is more. Current affairs is more. This year you make current affairs. Suppose you did not clear the mains. That is redundant. You have to make new next year. That is not the case with maths, no? Okay. This year you actually worked out the problems and everything. Next year you are going to do the same. Did you understand? Now another thing. Like for example, like take sociology, take PSIR, or take like these subjects. What happens? There is more subjective. Narrative is more. Okay. There are many thinkers. You look at, like let us say for example, capitalist versus socialist. You have a perspective of leftist ideology and the evaluator is rightist. Did you get it? So that is the difference you can see. And that is what I am saying, subjective narratives. Okay, that's where your scores will drop. Did you understand? Now for example, mathematics does not have that problem. Na? Science based subjects has no problem with that. I am not persuading you to take physics or zoology or botany or mathematics. I am telling you choose within the humanities also. There are some subjects where there is no much subjectivity involved. Okay, much narrative is not involved. Such subjects you can choose. Okay, and so that ways, like what I am trying to tell you here, the subject syllabus should be well structured. Remember this. Syllabus should be well structured, and second one, it should be predictable. Okay, and finite syllabus, defined syllabus. That is something you need to remember. Got it? Okay. So now, like this is something that I am telling you as the mistakes that we do. Clear? This is something as the mistakes that we look at. Now, see, I will take you through this, but otherwise, see, here, like if you are looking at the optional, don't even trust my opinions. Don't trust my opinions. I am telling you very openly. See, because trust the data. Okay, trust the data. Don't trust the opinion. Not even my opinion. See, now when you look at this closely here, what you can see is basically take the subjects like geography and history. See, I am not bringing it out of anywhere. I am bringing it properly from UPSC official annual summary reports. Is that clear? So, take history and geography. Look at the success rate. It is not crossing 7%. Okay. But if you take subjects like these three, consistently they are more than 8%. So, like 3-year average this is. Did you get it? 3-year average. They are consistently performing. Anthropology is highest, 9.23. Then PSIR, then sociology. Okay. So, these three subjects are consistently performing. Why? Because if you take for example, anthropology, nothing is happening in the world in this field of anthropology. No current affairs. Matlab, even if it is there, very minimal. Okay, 1%. Okay, but PSIR, yes, it is a vast subject, but I will tell you PSIR also, the point is, we think actually it is too much dynamic, but everything revolves around the thinkers. Western thinkers, Indian thinkers. Kautilya, Ilandre, Rousseau, Okay, Plato, Aristotle, Socrates. You read about these thinkers and you apply it on the dynamics. That's what is PSIR. Okay, did you understand this? So this is how it is. Like, see, I will give you one realistic case study. Okay, so like consider an aspirant. Suppose I'll not name it. This is actually some case study which happened with a student of mine. Okay, so the student is very dedicated, very brilliant. Okay, and he has actually given 3 attempts so far. This is his 4th attempt. Okay, in this 3 attempts, first one he did not clear prelims. Second and third attempt, he had gone for interview, but he missed. Is that clear? Now, why is that? Because, see, he has chosen geography. He has chosen optional geography. And like this year also he has cleared the prelims. He'll be writing mains. So hopefully he clears this year. Okay. But, you know, all his consecutive mains, he has written very exhaustive answers, very good descriptions of all the topics that is asked in geography. But what happens is his score is not giving that close to 300 mark. Okay, it is not giving him that. Okay, he's my student from Lucknow. See, what has happened is like basically why? Why? Because I will show you the scores of geography and history. Okay, because the number of competitors are significantly higher. The subject has nothing that we can innovatively write. Okay, so what happens is like everybody writes the same level of answer, same concepts. What is volcano? Explain it. Same, right? So when you actually start explaining it in this perspective, right? Your answer, my answer, his answer, everybody's answer will be on the near same. So now what happens? Now what happens is basically like your individual excellence has no scope there. Arthak your individual excellence will not have scope there. So you will not be able to score more than 250. Okay, I'm not speaking anything out of my whims and fancies. See, 271, 278, 265, 261, 270. 298, 325, 326, 290, 316, 40 marks difference. 314, 313, 292, 279, 288. Literally 40 marks difference between the candidates. Arthakti the difference. Okay. So look at this history, 264, 272, 259, 255, 260 you are not crossing here. Okay. You are not crossing 250. These are the top scores of that particular year. My question is, if you are literally like preparing 7 to 8 months, why don't you put it in the right direction? Okay, you are not here to actually prove your love towards the subject. You are here to become the officer. Okay, so that is the thing. Yes. 280 plus. Yes. Otherwise, look at this. Imagine, like I will tell you, first 500 ranks in the previous year or any year you take since 2013. First 500 ranks, the difference between the people in GS is not more than 40 marks. Max to max 50. First rank to 500 ranks, the difference between the rankers is not more only in GS. But the major difference comes here. Imagine, let us say, we both got same score in GS. Okay. But I have, let us say, anthropology and I scored, let us take the recent one, 316. And you have an optional, let us say, geography. The score is 270. How much is the difference? 50 marks, 46 marks. Gone, you are somewhere behind. I'll get IAS and you'll get some IRS. Done. Okay, that's the difference I'm speaking about. Got it? That's the actual difference I'm speaking about. Don't stick on to your love and sentiment towards the subject. Okay, that's the biggest grave mistake according to me. Okay, now see another thing, like subjects, there are some good, incredibly good subjects, like you have these two, anthropology and PSIR and sociology also. Okay, and literature also. So these are very good. If you take PSIR, okay, if you take PSIR, PSIR has been consistently giving 8 to 9.5% success rate. Did you understand? That means if suppose 100 students write, around 9 students will get selected, PSIR students. Okay, so like that is something that you can actually see. Moreover, like see, I'll give you one simple example, real example. Okay, simple and real example. Okay, the photo is not there. I'm sorry, I had put her photo, but it's not there. Ishita Kishore. Okay, rank 1 2022. You know what? Like she scored like literally 313. Her score was 313 marks. And the simple thing is that she did not treat her optional as a separate one. Is that clear? She was very clear to integrate the preparation. While writing, she knew where to go as a generalist approach, where to go as a specialist approach. That's why it gave this score. This is not a small score, I am telling you. Excellent score this is. Political science. Why? Massive GS overlap. Entire polity constitution IR, that is paper 2. Paper 1, world history, post-independence history. Paper 4, ethics, full and full, and essay. This is the level that you can look at this subject. It's a wonderful subject like that. Okay, but it's your ability, it's your aptitude, how well you can differentiate to be a generalist in GS and specialist in optional. If you put a lot of thinkers' name in essay, you won't get more than 80. Okay, so that is the difference you have to identify. Now, coming further, like see, if you look at one silent giant, okay, there is a big player in the room, that is anthropology. It's a silent giant, it doesn't make much noise, but it is consistently performing. Okay, so if you look at the data points of these recent cycles of anthropology, what you can see is basically like it actually has been consistently performing with 8 to 11%. If 100 students write, a minimum of 10 to 11 students will get selected, 8 to 11. Okay, so that is the level of anthropology. Now, like if you look at this here, see, very simple here, it's a high scoring heaven. You know what is the highest score in entire optional history? 362, and that's in anthropology, and that too, she is from Bangalore. Lakshmi Nagappan. She is from Bangalore. Okay, so like basically that is the one. Okay. Now, on the other hand, see, I'll give you one realistic case study. There is like last year, rank 48. Okay, Aniket Ranjan. Aniket Ranjan, in his previous attempts, he was very much stuck. Okay, because there is one more thing I'm telling you. This is applicable not just for anthro, for all the subjects. Okay, he had 5 registers, 5 books, notes, and it was not structured, unstructured data, unstructured content, and like unstructured content will not give you conceptual clarity. Did you understand? Unstructured content will never give you conceptual clarity. So now what happened in his consecutive attempts, he could not make it. But later on in 2025, what he did? He started like consolidating the notes in a right structure. He brought it down to 300 pages, paper 1 and paper 2 together. And you know what? He scored 316, 44 marks jump. Okay. Now, what am I trying to tell you from this case study is that the way you make your notes also determines. Okay. Now, if you are choosing an optional like geography or history, which literally takes 7-8 months, then when will you make your notes? Arthaktidiya. Okay. So, when will you make the notes? So, choose your optional in a right way. But you might say, sir, PSIR. Yes, PSIR you're integrating, na? You're saving some time from GS. Correct? That's the beauty again. Okay, so now I will give you one more example. See, Siddharth Ram Kumar, AIR 4, he scored 326 marks. Okay, you know what? Anthropology, if I have to tell you, it's an very, like, it isn't something like, uh, okay, chalo, let me say like this. If you look at certain subjects like sociology, it is purely humanities. PS humanities. Okay, public administration, humanities. But anthropology is not an open-ended, pure humanities subject. Okay, it's very clearly, if I have to tell you, it's the science packaged in human studies. Okay, it's the science that is packaged in human studies. Now, if you look at this, then immediate question that you will get, and this is the myth that is there in the across the corridors of the UPSC preparation hubs. Like it can be online, it can be Mukherjee Nagar or Old Rajinder Nagar or Chandra Layout or RTC Crossroads, anywhere. This is the common myth. Sir, if I have to go for anthropology, then should I have science or medicine background? Not necessarily. If you are comfortable with the biological terminologies up to 10th standard, or let us say maximum 12th standard, then you are all fit to take it. Okay. Hmm. I'm saying the biological terms are there, but that is up to the 12th standard. Mendelian genetics, have you not heard this? You have not heard this. No, my question is 12th standard, where did you do it from? Then PCMB. Bio has Mendelian genetics. Huh? That's the thing. So basically, it's like school level genetics and primatology or human evolution, jo bhi hai, that is school level. That is school level actually. Okay. And to be very straight specific, I'll tell you. Even today, 12th standard and 11th standard Kerala State SCRT has the same portions. Yes. So that means you have to be comfortable with the 12th and 11th standard biology. That's it. Okay. So now, like, see, another important thing is like here, the another important thing that is required is the level of precision in drawing. That is mandatory. Skull should look like skull. Okay. Not like a soccer ball. Okay. So that much, if you are capable of, good, you can take it. Okay. So, like, basically, on the other hand, I will tell you, huh? Acha, you're bad in drawing. Okay, fine. So, see, another thing I'll tell you here, there is another myth in the market. What they say is, ಎಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಆಪ್ಷನಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಒಳ್ಳೇದು ಅಂತ. Matlab, they say like this, the vaster the optional is, the better it is for GS. Please don't believe in that. Okay, because you're actually trading time. Okay, which is a limited asset, most precious asset. You're trading the time, because the smaller or the defined syllabus it is, the better it is for you, especially in optional, because that will give you time for completion, revision, answer writing, and consolidation of notes. Okay, I am not telling anything out of the blue. I am giving you case studies of the toppers when I am telling you any particular point. Right? So far I have given the names, go and check. You'll see the same history there. Okay. So, like, see, basically, if you actually get, like, for example, I will take anthropology. The complete first pass in just 3.5 to 4 months, 120 days you can complete it. If you are going little more deeper, 150 days. Okay. Reading, revision, and consolidation of notes. All these three things can be done. Okay. Then whatever extra 2-3 months over the subjects like geography, history, PSIR and all, PSIR to chod do, I don't want to put it in the same bracket. Geography and history you get, that 2-3 months can be used for like perfection over GS. Am I right? Correct? So that is something you can see. And there is one question I heard recently with respect to PSIR. Some student asked me, sir, actually PSIR is chosen by those people who wants to become foreign diplomat. No, sir. I was like, why do you think so? Is there any clause in the notification like that? Okay. See, there is nothing like you have to have too much of knowledge about the international relations, or you must have done some graduation or post graduation in international relations, or if you are aiming for foreign diplomacy only, then you have to actually look for PSIR. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. PSIR is a very good subject. It is very much heavily reliant upon the thinkers. Political theories ಅಂತ ಒಂದಿದೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ. Political theories and constitutional frameworks. This is the core, heart and soul of the subject. Okay, like I told you, it is about Indian and Western political thoughts. Like you will speak about Plato, Aristotle, Socrates, and like Rousseau, and like Kautilya, all these people. Is that clear? Chanakya, Kautilya, I mean basically, yeah, the same. Okay, so this is what that you study, and on this you build the events that is happening. You give your opinions based on the events upon happening around you. This is what you see as PSIR. Got it? And see, that is the simple thing. And further, if I have to tell you, see, now look at this. Low return on investment subjects. First one, geography. Why? There are massive volumes of writing, and basically you can see me, you, him, so many people who are writing, they'll write the same points. There's no innovativeness here. Okay, so it is open-ended boundaries, and you have to put so much of time. That is what I have told you so far. Next, coming to history, exhaustive data, and it's like 4 sub-disciplines are there, like what ancient, medieval, modern, like that world history, post-independence, art and culture, so many like this are there. So like the average is very weak. Okay, so then if you come to public administration, the patterns have changed. Okay, so there were those times when you could actually like sort of attend the questions easily, but over the time what has happened is it has become highly abstract. What they ask and what you learn is not the same. Okay, so like basically there is a scoring gap. 280 plus is not possible. Okay, has not been possible in the recent records. That's what I would say. I will not say it is not possible. I will say in the recent records it's not been possible. Okay, so next, now, so what is that peak scores which I am telling you? Look at this. History 311. Okay, but it has not happened in the recent 5 years. These are historic top scores. History 311, public administration 318, geography 327, PSIR 327, anthropology 362. Is that clear? So this is the historic top notch scores. Okay, so now if you look at this further, see, now you can look at this. In the past 5 years, 21 to 25, okay, see, these 3 I will tell you along with sociology. Sociology I forgot to add it, I'm sorry, but these 3 along with sociology are performing top notch. They can actually give you, if you put it in the right efforts, it can give you like at least 30-40 marks edge. Okay, see, look at it. 300, let us take it as a round score, round figure. 300, 325, 326, 316. This is one of the years where the evaluation was very tough. That's why this is highest. Shakti Dubey, she had the highest in PSIR, that is 279. Okay, so this year, like 2024, the evaluation standards were very high. Okay, so despite such evaluation standards being high, you can see none of them compete with Anthro. You can see here, none of them competing. Here, none of them come here. Okay, PSIR is first. Okay, so here in 5 years, 4 years it is Anthro. That means there is a pattern, there is consistency. Okay, there is actually that consistency. Okay, so if it is consistently, matlab 80% result, 80%, 5 years and 4 years and 80% alva, right? So 80% it is showing the top score. Okay, so now apart from that, like you might think, sir, 1% would have got that. No, you look at the selection ratio, no, 9 to 11.5%. Okay, rest other subjects are less than that. Okay, so now like I will tell you how to prepare. You choose any subject. Okay, before that, let me tell you about this also. Literature. What is the benefit of choosing literature? See, literature is a subject where like there is no dilution. Static subject, there is zero, see, there is zero current affairs. Static subject. Okay, so you can actually choose this subject. Is that clear? So basically literature is one of the very good thing, because if you if you look at who actually evaluates it, it is the language experts. Kannada papers are evaluated by Karnataka people, only Kannada people. Okay, so what happens is there is that sort of generosity in giving the score, emotional tie. Okay, ನಮ್ಮ ಹುಡುಗ ಇರ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡು ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಧ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ. Okay, this will happen. So what happens, that's the reason you can see scores like Nandini K are 331 literature 2016. Okay, so that's a very good score. The syllabus is finite, defined, boundaries defined. 4 to 5 months you can complete it. Okay, so there is like much of like, if you look at this sort of the negatives, right? There is only one negative, that is zero GS overlap. But actually it's a small optional. You should be comfortable as a language expert. Okay, because what happens here is if you have language fluency barrier, then it's a nightmare for you. Okay, if you have a language fluency barrier, then it's a nightmare. You will not be able to perform. Okay, if you are good with grammar, then please go ahead. Okay, if you only one section is difficult in Kannada literature, that is Hale Kannada, only that part. Otherwise rest of it is like stories, poems and all those. Okay, so this is what you will see. Okay, so this is something. And coming to the next one, technical and the subjects of science like zoology, chemistry and all those. Here, see, the important thing that you need to know here, see, these subjects are like binary. You know the solution because they are conceptual. Okay, science, rationality, yes andre yes, no andre no, atara. Okay, so suppose you know the solution, you arrived at the steps, you brought the solution, flawless, you are supposed to be given all the mark. Okay, so now what happens is, that's the reason Kanishka Tarya kind of people got 361. People can score 350 plus because it is objective, no subjectivity. Got it? Now, but see, it is immune, it is completely immune of the evaluator's subjectivity. On capitalist agli, socialist agli, feminist agli, male chauvinist agli, namgen sambandha illa objectivity, right? Yes or no? Apple ಬೀಳ್ತು gravitational pull ಮುಗೀತು. Okay, that gravitational pull is not different for you and for me, it's the same. Got it? That's the technical and science subjects. Okay, so that is the thing, but there is certain cons to it, negatives, like if suppose the final proof is wrong, then your score crashes. Okay, ಅದು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಬಂದರೆ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಕೋರ್, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? Are you getting this? Mathematical steps, if you're not arriving at the step, then you don't get the score. It will crash down to zero or it will be full. That's the thing. Okay, so otherwise, yes, these subjects are massive. It requires 8 to 10 months to prepare. Okay, these subjects are absolutely massive. It requires 8 to 10 months and it requires solid foundation from your graduation. Is that clear? From your, it applies to law also. Okay, it applies to law also. So it requires solid, foundation. Okay, so that is something that you have to look at. Clear with this? Able to understand? Okay, so this is something I want to tell you with respect to these subjects. So if I have to give an landscape approach, see, the first thing is the strategic benchmarks like Anthro and PSIR. Anthro and PSIR, see, like subject like Anthro, 150 days you can do the mastery. And both the subjects Anthro and PSIR has high base and low scaling. Okay, and it's a massive GS synergy, matlab GS overlapping, especially with PSIR. Okay, these are the advantages and that thing that you can see with Anthro and PSIR. If you come to literature optional, it is high scoring and the dilution, low candidate dilution aspect. मतलब low candidate dilution ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಬರೀತಾರೆ. What innovativeness you can bring? Like subjects like geography, innovativeness are there. You have to bring that. But here, what innovativeness you will bring? So there's nothing like that. Okay, and the negative is zero overlap with GS. Zero, absolute zero. Positive is zero current affairs. Okay, so this is thing. Technical, if you look at technical things, yes, of course, you will get absolute marks, very high marks. Otherwise, you will also get 0 marks. Okay, so for that you need to have that background. Okay, you have to overcome that background barrier. Only then these technical subjects are good. So I have broken down the things to you. Go with literature, go with PSIR, go with anthropology, go with sociology. Okay, so if you are not from, like, see, he said law. He is from law background. He has the technique, he does not have the technical barrier. Okay, so he can go ahead with that. Unless you have such safe optional, I would suggest you to choose between these 4. Okay, I would suggest you to choose between these 4. Okay, now on the other hand, like if I have to tell you, see, okay, I'm giving you this 8-month roadmap for optional coverage. 1 to 3 months, the first 3 months is the phase 1, where you will focus on the terminologies, mastering the concepts, theories, all these things. Like if you are looking at PSIR or Anthro, whatever it is, sociology or literature, you will be mastering the subject. In then like phase 2, that is 4 to 5 months, here like what you will do is you will actually make the micro notes and consolidate the notes. Okay, so then you will go to the phase 3. This phase 3 is very important. This is after the prelims, where you will actually start writing answers, and that will take you from 240 to 300 plus. Writing answers in the right way as per the strategy. Otherwise, you will fall in that category 2, which I told you in the beginning. Okay, so that's why you have to look at these things. Okay, so now if I have to give you a practical example, okay, see, because see, I had my optional geography, first 4 attempts, first 3 attempts. After that, from 4th attempt, I changed it to anthropology because geography was not scoring for me. Not just for me, those years nobody scored well. Okay, between 2012 to 2016-17, nobody scored well. Even today, they are not scoring. I showed you the scores. Okay, they're not competitive subjects. Okay, so being a candidate of both geography and anthropology, I have all the rights to differentiate between them. Okay, I'm not speaking out of the blue. I have experienced it, so I'm telling you. Got it? So now, when you look at this here, like see, in optional like anthropology, if you are writing something like tribal displacement, tribal problems or something like this, there's some section in paper 2 called tribal anthropology. When you are writing about that, see, simple, you write, there is only one report. Okay, sorry, 2 reports. Annual summary report of MOTA. MOTA means what? Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Okay, and there is second one, Virginius Kaka report. Okay, so these 2 reports, you bring the recommendations and put it in the answer. Draw one Indian map and locate the tribes you are speaking about. Oh yeah, you'll get 1.5 to 2 marks extra than others. Okay, so if you can make such small changes, see the problem I'm telling you, there is no much reports also. Understood? There's no much reports also. That's the thing. That's an advantage, not a problem. Okay, so when you do this much, imagine 20 questions, 1.5 mark each, you are getting 30 marks straight. That is bringing the lead. Arthaktidiya, where you are getting the lead. Okay, so this is something that you have to see. So now, like, see, this is very important. Okay, this is very, very important. Okay, 8-month plan. In that, you have to understand the subject, consolidate your notes into 300 pages or 350 or 400 pages maximum, and then write answers in the right manner, not through the old school methods. in the right new school methods. Bus. Choose an optional that actually brings 300 plus or at least 290 plus. Worst scenario, in the worst days also it should give 290 like anthropology or PSIR did. Got it? So literature does that. Sociology does that. Choose rightly, choose wisely. Okay, it's very important to choose the right decision because you will be the decision makers in the future. Okay, take a right decision for yourself first. Then you can take the right decision for the country. Alva? Yes or no? Okay, so see, look, I want to say one simple thing. If I have to, like, okay, as a closing statement of this session, I'll tell you. Simple thing is make a reality check. Okay, and then like look into what UPSC is rewarding. Is it rewarding your emotional attachment, your love towards the subject, or is it rewarding the aptitude of yours? Okay, see, simple thing. If the examiner is looking at your answer sheet, he doesn't know how much you love the subject. Right? Is it telling you anything? Is your answer paper saying? You'll write in the beginning, I love this subject. Huh? Ilvalla. So, the basic thing is it's not going to tell you that. Okay. And moreover, the another aspect is what actually gives you the score is structure, precision, and the content clarity. You need to have content clarity, learn that question, what it is demanding, and precisely answer to it. Structure, precision, relevance. If somebody is asking you, what is your name? You are telling, I had idli in the morning. That is not relevance. Okay. So, like if somebody is asking, like what will you do in case of tribal displacement? Then write what you will do. Okay. Don't write something else. Did you understand? So, structure, precision, relevance, and analysis. How well you are able to analyze. Did you understand? Okay, so this is very important. And see, stop treating your optional choice like some emotional sentiment or like, you know, something like a heart or like soul of your body. Okay, start looking at it like a cold calculated move. No sentiments, zero sentiments, cold calculated move. This is my winning strategy. This is my weapon to knock the door into the labasna. Ashte irbeku yochne. Okay, that is what you should look at. So I'm telling you, high success ratio, you can write it down if you want. High success ratio. Second one, like finite syllabus, manageable syllabus. Okay, then absolute predictability. I will tell you one simple thing. Take previous year 10 years question papers of literature and anthropology. Okay, Kannada literature and anthropology, take 10 years question paper. Read them, revise them, write the answers, concise that notes, read only that much and go to the exam. You'll get 200. You'll get 200. Okay, I'm not kidding. Go and check. Okay, so like that is what I'm telling you is absolute predictability. Can you give me this predictability in subjects like geography, history? You know why history? I will tell you one simple example. In GS only, there was one question. Why all the wars are fought on Panipat? Historians, what did they say? So and so war fought in Panipat. But they did not say why it was fought there. Okay. In history GS, in 2016, there was a question. What are the learnings from Harappan Harappan civilization's town planning that can be synchronized and adapted to smart city project? Go and check 2016 question. If GS only, they are actually grilling you like this. What will be the level of optional? Okay. So forget about what, where, how. They will ask you why. That is the difference. They'll start asking you why, analysis. Every subject is going into the depth of analysis. That's why I said very clearly, like high success ratio, finite and manageable syllabus, absolute predictability, and deep GS integration. If it is PSIR like subjects. Okay. If it is PSIR like subjects, then deep integration. Okay, so I will tell you one simple thing. In my years of teaching and mentoring the candidates, I will tell you, I have watched certain brilliant students. Okay, like I had given you one example right now. Okay, so brilliant students have fallen back because of the wrong decisions of optional. Okay, so they could not manage the syllabus, or they're not finding anything innovative to improvise their writing. The student I told you, after prelims this year, he called me, he told me, sir, मेरे को तो पेपर 2 में क्या इनोवेटिवली लिखना है समझ ही नहीं हो रहा है सर, मेरे को लग रहा है मेरा तो ओल्ड स्कूल राइटिंग है. तो मैंने बोला भाई मेरे को ज्योग्राफी जीएस तक तो मैं हेल्प कर लेता हूँ, ऑप्शनल मेरे को टच नहीं है, सो आई विल नॉट बी एबल टू हेल्प यू देयर. You come to me with anthropology, I'll show you the different method. Okay, but I cannot do it because that is the nature of the subject. Nobody in the market is doing it. Okay, so now like that's the reason I am telling you, be a strategic aspirant, not a sentimental fool. Okay, so don't be a sentimental fool. Simple, make sure you are strategic and you're strategic as much as possible. Secure that 290 plus and just break the doors into Labasna. That's it. Okay, that's it, simple. So the choice is completely yours. Do you want to prove your love towards the subject, or you want to study to become an officer? That's your choice. Okay, I guess I have given you complete with the data, with case studies, what you should not do. Correct? Is that clear? So now what you should do is up to you. Is that clear? I am telling you even now, choose between these four if you have the aptitude, right aptitude for that. Anthro, PSIR, literature, sociology, otherwise you are a technical subject if you have the background. You are a doctor, go for medicine. You are a lawyer, go for law. If you are like some physicist, go for physics. You are a zoologist, go for zoology. Physicists, zoologists are not like the BSc zoology, BSc physics, no. Masters and above. Okay, so that is called physicists or zoologists. Okay, so now see, the data is right in front of you. Okay, okay, that's it. I had given the data right there. So the data was right in front of you. Okay, I had given you the framework now. Accordingly, you choose the right optional that suits you. Okay, amongst those 4 subjects. And if you have any doubt, any problem, any time, just drop me the message on my mail with your contact number. Okay, I will respond to you. Is that clear? So like anytime you want to connect with me, and this is my Telegram channel, I give my updates and all those things on it, so you can follow there. Okay, so the simple thing what I am telling you is here, like be wise enough when you are choosing. One wrong decision, attempts are gone. So please don't do a wrong decision. Don't make a wrong decision. Okay, one wrong decision is equal to years of your efforts. So like if I have to tell, if I have to summarize as a key takeaway, first thing, treat selection as resource allocation. That means basically your main asset at the point of time is time. Okay, so selecting an optional should be a calculated move, strategic cold move. Okay, strategic cold move. Like for example, simple thing I'll tell you. How many of you eat non-veg? Okay, you go to a chicken shop. Okay, do you feel that person who's a butcherer, he'll have the sentiments towards the hen? Cold move. Alva. So this is also the same way. Don't go by the sentiments. Cold move, because your objective is important. Okay, there's a greater good once you clear the exam. You will be able to serve lakhs and crores of people. Okay, so think very much optimistically, and please don't fall into that, like fall into the fast cycle of revisions, but not into the vicious cycle of prelims, mains and interview. Artha aita ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು? Fast cycle of revisions andre ಏನು? Limited syllabus, one sari revision, ಎರಡನೇ ಸಾರಿ revision, third time revision, like that. Limited syllabus you take once, twice, thrice, 4 times revision kar sakte. That is fast cycle of revision. That is the right subject you have chosen, that's why you are able to do it. If you choose the wrong subject, you'll go into the vicious cycle of prelims mains interview, no final result. Did you understand what I'm saying? Okay, so be strategic and optimize, like how much is the subject synergizing with GS, like PSIR. Okay, otherwise you should have the time advantage. If you're going for long duration subject like PSIR, it should synergize and synchronize or optimize with your GS. Otherwise you go for a small subject, so it gives you time to put it on, invest on GS. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು? Okay, everybody. So like audit before you actually like sort of choose the optional. Audit before you choose the optional, and never select an optional based on the topper sentiment. Okay, topper strategy, topper video ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ತಗೋಬೇಡಿ. Check your aptitude. Okay, I have given you these 4 subjects very specifically. Which one? Anthro, PSIR, literature and sociology. Because scoring wise also it's good. Syllabus wise, whatever I have told, precision, manageable syllabus, definite syllabus, revision cycles, and the dynamic part, relation with time period, everything it suits well. Apart from that, availability of resources dedicated to the subject, availability of coaching, availability of test series, availability of mentoring, सब कुछ मिलता है. Okay, it is like sort of fulfilling both the aspects. Subjects like geography, history, and these public administration, these are sticking to the second part, availability of coaching, mentoring and all those. But scoring, no. Did you understand? So be wise enough and like look into it. If you want any sort of support with respect to navigating through your optional selection and any doubts or anything, you can reach me out. Okay, here are the things. Okay, write your name, your query, and give me your contact number. I'll connect with you. Okay, otherwise whenever I'm here, you can reach me here. Better is the mail. Okay, understood? I hope you have got some clarity. Was the session helpful? Okay, so choose accordingly. Okay, see, I'm not dictating you have to take this optional only, but I'm actually telling you what are the mistakes you do and you should not do. Okay, that's the simple thing. Okay, now you can choose your optional. Got it? Think, look into the syllabus and all those patterns which I have told you, and then decide. Got it? Okay, that's it about today's session. Okay, any doubts? Any doubts, anybody? Nothing? Huh. No, but this is what I have seen for Kannada literature. Yeah, 300 is not given. Yes. Okay. See, like 300, not all the subjects are performing at 300 except PSIR and Anthro. Okay, except PSIR and Anthro, not every subject is giving 300 for many people. Okay, so that is it. Okay. Any other doubts? See, anthropology andre adranalli enirutte andre, see, first thing, anthropology, when we speak about, it has like 4 parts. Okay, one is like in paper 1 you have physical anthropology. Physical anthropology andre genetics, so human evolution, ಈ ಮಂಗನಿಂದ ಮಾನವ ಅಂತಾರೆ ನೋಡಿ, human evolution, that one. Okay, and little bit of like I mean surrounding these only, human evolution and genetics and these things. Okay, and coming to socio-cultural anthropology, where you'll have is basically marriage andre enu, family andre enu, kinship andre enu, economic organizations, andre economic anthropology. Okay, political anthropology, ಈ ಥರದ್ದು ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು. ದೆನ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಥಿಯರೀಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಕಾಲರ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್ ಏನು, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಪೇಪರ್ 2ಗೆ ಬಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮು, ಪುರುಷಾರ್ಥ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಆದರೆ 4 ಪುರುಷಾರ್ಥ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ? ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಚರ್ಯ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಚತುರ್ವರ್ಣ ಅದು, ಸಾರಿ, ಹಾಂ. ಸೊ ಚತುರ್ವರ್ಣ, ಪುರುಷಾರ್ಥ, ಅಥವಾ ಇದು ಕರ್ಮ, ಬರ್ತ್ ರೀನಾ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ವಿಲೇಜ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್ ಈ ಥರದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಏನಂದರೆ ಟ್ರೈಬಲ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್, ಟ್ರೈಬ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕಲಿತೀವಿ, ಟ್ರೈಬ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಏನು, ಓಕೆ, ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಲೈಕ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಯು, ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್. ಇವಾಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ನಾಳೆ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಲೆಟ್ ಸೇ ಯು ಆರ್ ಪುಟ್ ಇನ್ ಸಮ್ ಟ್ರೈಬಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಸೇ, like simple example I'll tell you, you are a district administrator, okay, and there is some several crores, hundreds of crores or thousands of crores ka project, national highway project, it's passing through some tribal area, okay, and it passes through the sacred land of tribes. So now tribes have come onto the street protesting and blocking that progress, and you get some sort of like stress from the uh, higher authorities saying that every single day wasted is actually charging you thousand, I mean it is like costing you some crores, okay. So now what will you do? You'll change the route. How? Why do you change the route? Okay, tell me, anybody, any answer. What negotiations will you do? What is the point of negotiation? Will compensation, okay. Which god do you like? Which god do you believe in? Krishna, okay. Let us say, like for example, me, huh? Yes or no? Then at least for us it is like basically the idol of the murti of the god. You can actually sort of establish it somewhere else, probably, if it is possible, otherwise not, okay. But for example, take Brindavan, how will you establish it? Artha aita? So now how would you negotiate? So for you it is sentiment, for them it is play tool, kya? No. Diversion, exactly. So something like this, to understand, you have to know the tribes, you have to know what are their sentiments, okay. Sitting some, see, many instances I'll tell you. There is one tribe, I forgot the name of the tribe in central India, okay. So what happens is they have malnourishment, heavy malnourishment, especially in women, okay. And sorry, especially in under 5 child, because their birth weight is lower. Why is the birth weight lower? Because see, mothers are malnourished, okay, mothers are malnourished. So when they are giving birth to the child is also malnourished. So what government of India did, they started providing them eggs, okay, eggs, and like crores of rupees were put on giving protein food for them. Maybe whatever it is, but like crores of rupees was spent on giving them protein. But what happened, I'll tell you, there was no progress almost after 5-10 years of the program. No progress. Crores of rupees wasted. Why? Because you did not understand the society before you implemented the program. Okay. But anthropologists, what they did, they went into those societies, tribal societies, they understood that during the, like, pregnancy, they don't give protein food to the women according to their culture. Because if you give protein food, the child will grow faster. And if it is growing healthier and faster, then mothers are malnourished. And secondly, there is no institutional delivery. Okay, so mothers will die. Okay, tribal societies, healthcare. Now you tell me, should you give eggs or should you bring institutional delivery? Which is important? Artha aita ivaga? Okay, so to target and give a specific solution, anthropologists found the answer. And then they restructured it. Within 5 years, they saw 20% better results. Okay, so what I am trying to tell you is anthropology is about such learnings. Artha agtidyಾ? Anthropology is about such learnings. Even for example, like you must have seen this cricket bats. Chris Gale ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಇಷ್ಟಿಷ್ಟೇ ಇರುತ್ತದೆ ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಸಪ್ರೇಟಾಗಿ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ನ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಂಥ್ರೋಪಾಲಜಿ. Okay, so you see cockpits, okay, or like some chairs. You must have seen this feather light, that chairs and all that you get. It is so relaxing. You sit, you have the back support properly, lower back, and that support behind, and all those neck support proper it is. And imagine if Chris Gale comes and sits on the same chair, will it be comfortable for him? Not at all. So if it is like West Indies, people are all like the tall, bulky, right? So for them it is different. So for them, when they are manufacturing, the chair would be different. For Indians it will be different. For Australians it will be different. Correct? So this is part of the physical anthropology application. Ardaita. Forensic anthropology is also part of the forensics gottala. Crime and forensics and all those paternity, diagnosis, all these anthropology. Okay, this is how you look at it. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? So this is anthropology basically. Clear? Okay, I hope I have answered your question. Yeah. Any other doubts? ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ? Anthropology resources are sufficiently there. Okay. Don't worry, you mail me, I'll send you the resources. Okay, not a problem. Or else follow the channel. On the channel I've given already, you can check that. Okay. Any other doubts? Done? Okay. Thank you.